Okay, now it's pretty much good.
Okay.
All right, you ready, bro? All
Yeah, you start me off with the first question or whatever.
right, so here we go. I'm here with Quintin Curry. He's part of the Air Force, and his I gotta give him your number. Is that cool with you, sir?
My phone number? Yeah, that's cool. Do you
Yeah,
have it or
it's
do I need to say it?
yeah. You gotta say it. What's your number again?
Okay, 440-752-2271.
Okay. All right, that's his number. All right, thanks for talking to me. So to get it started, I'm gonna learn more about the Air Force. So, what's your particular position in the Air Force?
So, like you said, I'm in the Air Force. My particular job is I am air traffic control. Specifically, I work in a control tower. So, you'll see me whenever
Okay.
you fly out of like airports or anything like that. The big tower. I'm up there talking to the planes
Um,
and aircraft on a daily basis.
all right. So, how long you been in this position for?
I've been in the Air Force for about 2 years,
2 years.
but I've only been certified as an air traffic controller for maybe about a year because our training is so long. So I was in training for about a year, and I've only been actually certified for about a year.
Okay, so when you talk about your certification, about how long did that take to like get skilled in? Like, was it difficult? Was it hard?
Yeah.
Like,
So, um, my career field as air traffic controller is one of the more difficult ones in the Air Force. We have a washout rate of
hmm
about 50%. So that means about 50% of the people who try to get this job are
hmm
gonna at some point or another fail out. So what the process to make it to where I'm at looks like is if you go through 2 months of basic military training, and anyone who joins the Air Force has to do that. And then
okay,
following that, you go to your specific job training. And for air traffic control, that school is 4 months long. So once you pass that 4 month long school, then you go to your first duty station, which mine is here in Dover, Delaware. And then you train at that specific base. And that can take anywhere from 6 months to a year. Mine took about 10 months until I was actually 10 months altogether until I was actually certified to work, alone by myself. That's kind of where I'm at now. And,
all
like I
right,
said, that is, I'm sorry.
now go on.
I was just saying, it just varies kind of base to base, the different type of, planes we have. So here in Dover, we have a lot of large cargo planes, and some
hmm
other bases will have smaller, fighter jets and stuff. So that can kind of, the kind of planes, the kind of volume of traffic a base has can kind of dictate the washout rate at a particular base.
Okay, so in particular, why did you choose air traffic control over another position in the Air
Uh,
Force? And
yeah, so
do you think it's the best thing to choose?
The reason that I picked air traffic control was because I was looking for a job that I thought would transfer well over to the civilian side of things.
Okay.
I looked into air traffic control a bit before I joined and everything. Um, and air traffic control on the civilian side does pay quite a bit of money. So that's kind of what I was looking for, and that air traffic control doesn't require any kind of high, or college degree or anything like that. So kind of just start from the ground up, yourself. So once I could do my 6 year enlistment, if I do decide to get out, I can go right into an FAA, a civilian side air traffic control job, and I can get right into it, making very decent amount of money. As far as the best career field in the Air Force goes, um, I don't think that maybe there is an objective best. It kind of depends, on the kind of person that you are, what you're looking for in
hmm
your career, in life, whatever. Like I said, I kind of am deciding, looking towards, getting out after 6 years. And air
Yeah.
traffic control is a very transferable job, like I said. So this kind of job is the best for my particular situation.
Okay, so you're basically just setting yourself up for the rest of your life outside of the Air Force.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I work with civilians as well as other military members.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and these civilians, some of them have been doing this particular air traffic control for 30 plus years, so they know. I would say they know everything about this job basically. So they're really good at helping out the younger airmen such as myself. Once we do decide to get out, if we do. set up our resume and apply for different jobs on the outside. So they're a very useful resource for us.
Okay, so I mean that pretty much. So your typical career path you're looking for is to do 6 years and then go on and do whatever it's. I mean, how long you work until you retire as air traffic control? Okay.
So depending on what career field you decide to join in the Air Force, you can do either a 4-year or a 6-year enlistment. As I mentioned before, in air traffic control, our job training is fairly long compared to others. So we're a mandatory 6-year enlistment. And then if you do decide to stay in the Air Force and retire, you would have to do a minimum of 20 years, which I do know a few people who've gotten to that point. But most of the younger guys, single like me, they do decide to get out, to make more money and stuff.
Yeah, definitely seems like something you want to get out of after a while.
Yeah.
So now you've been here for like 2 years. So like what's your typical day look like for you?
So my typical day, as an air traffic controller, is we work a 4-on, 2-off revolving schedule. So we 4 days and have 2 days off. Our schedule, the shifts that we work, vary almost day to day. So our first 2 days of our work week, we'll work day shifts, which are 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then the following 2 days of the week, we'll either work a swing shift, which is 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., or we'll work a mid shift, which is 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Then we'll have 2 days off, and we'll just kind of just, rinse and repeat. And in our job, not only are we just working normal everyday traffic, but we're also constantly getting new airmen inbound to our base who are also trying to get certified, just like I was about a year ago. So not only am I, working normal traffic every day and, doing my normal job duties, but I'm also training, the next generation of airmen who are going to be doing air traffic control at Dover. So it is a little special, I suppose.
So you train people as you're working, even though you only been there for like a year?
Exactly, yeah. So with the radios that we plug in to talk into the planes have 2 slots, one for an instructor, which would be me, and then one for a trainee, which would be, a younger airman who would plug in with me, and the, reason behind that is they're still learning. So sometimes they might say things, to the aircraft that's not, 100% correct. And in that scenario, I would be able to key up my radio and, be able to over key them and talk, to, make a fix action in that scenario.
All right. Yeah. So like with their training, do you have to continue to do any extra training after you're originally certified to stay certified, or is it?
Yeah. So actually we do a decent, we're always constantly studying and taking tests and stuff. So every month we have a proficiency test, it's known as. So every month we'll have to take a test, basically just over, it can be, so our main source of information that we go off of, like our main regulation, is an FAA document called the 7110.65. So we'll take a quiz on that every month, and then every year we have to be, I guess you could say, like recertified on our job, which is called an annual. It's because we have to get that done once a year. And we'll just someone like one of the people, like senior people who have been here for longer than us, who've been here for so long, they're kind of in charge of the overall training program. They'll plug in with us and just kind of listen to us and watch us work for a day and make sure, we're still good to go on everything. And then that's that.
So they just stay on top of you guys like all the time, basically. So you can never really slack off. Okay.
Exactly. Definitely. Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. Well, before we wrap up here, last question I want to ask you is, would you wish you chose like a different path in the Air Force, or are you like happy with the one you chose?
So I guess you could say that I'm kind of conflicted maybe, because one of the jobs that I was looking at before I joined the Air Force was called a load master. And what they do is they're in charge of loading cargo onto an aircraft, and they fly with that aircraft to whatever destination it's going to. And the reason I was looking into that job was because they get to travel a lot, and I thought that'd be really cool. They get to travel all over the world, nonstop almost.
Mm-hmm.
But like I touched on earlier, the reason I ultimately decided on air traffic was because it is a very transferable job to the civilian side, and they do make very good money. So I mean, I thought that'd be a good reason to end up sticking with this job. So
yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean the load management sounds funner now, but it ain't gonna pay you in the end. So yeah, you
right.
probably made the right choice.
Yeah.
All right,
I
well
think so.
that